I've seen enough through my years, more than 40 years in this field of holistic medicine, that, you know, I don't question it because I see it all the time. And through all the years, you know, sometimes you wonder, is this person going to improve as much as other has? And well, let's say you have rheumatoid arthritis or you have forms of cancer. And a lot of people, for example, with cancer are told you have a very rare form, you have an aggressive form, and they make it just as well. So you learn that it has to do with you. It has to do with your choices and your attitude about life and your attitude about what, you know, how you take a change, because there will be a change. There's no way that I'm going to tell you that, you know, just change your attitude and everything will be fine. No, I have to change my diet. I have to get into holistic medicine in many ways where you know, allow people that have been working in this field for a long time, homeopaths, acupuncturists, chiropractors, you know, it's a whole team, massage therapists. There's so many amazing massage therapies like lymphatic drainage, neuromuscular. All of this plays such a big role in your recovery. So you have to allow them to come into your life and help you and support you in your healing. It's going to happen. Once you start eating raw, living foods, your body's like, okay, I'm doing it. Because your immune system is an intelligence that is unbelievable. And I've seen it. We have blood tests at the Institute, so our physician looks over the blood test before and after. It blows your mind what your body is able to do and how willing it is to recover. It has a one-track mind. And will always help you if you help it by doing the things. It needs to move. It needs to be oxygenated. It needs enzymes, phytonutrients. Dead food, I mean cooked food, doesn't have any of that in it. So raw food is the way you get it, and the sprouts are amazing to give you those nutrients, especially wheatgrass, of course, is a big part of our system, and you know, it's like a blood transfusion. It's so rich. We drink 2 ounces of that twice a day. There's a lot of things that you can do with wheatgrass too. You can bathe your eyes with it. You can clean your hair with it. You can, you know, you can do douches with it. You mix it half with water, of course. And you know, I think enough people have been in this field to study what is holistic medicine and what is life food medicine. It's really amazing. So my take on it is, don't ever take no for an answer. You come to a place, for example, to Hippocrates, we're going to teach you that the sky's the limit. You can get to where you want to be. Now, it might take a while. It's not going to happen in a few weeks. It might take you a few years, but it's fine. You're on the road. That's, you know, only you can go that road, and we'll help you and support you. Now, 1 out of 8 women get breast cancer, and 1 out of 7 men get prostate cancer. And it's like, well, it's just going to happen. No, it's just not going to happen. It happens because of our lifestyle. It happens because we have stress, enormous stress. We have electromagnetic field that's constantly invading our cells and our mind, for that matter. And we have a diet that's heavy processed. If you look at any basket in the supermarket, anybody's basket, there's nothing in there that I really want because it's so heavy processed. And processed food doesn't have anything for you. There's calories, tons of calories, the tons of sugar. Now in the 70s, we took fat away from processed food because people didn't want to get fat. So they put sugar in instead, and we got fatter than ever. The sodas, they took sugar out and they put processed sugar like aspartame, and people got fatter and people got sick. A lot of cancer happened from this and high fructose corn syrup. So I want to have as little processed food as possible, as much fresh food as possible, And of course, if I can start growing a lot of things on my own, that'd be amazing. I want to live in an environment where that is healthy. So, you know, if I live in an environment that has tons of pollution, I better get out of there. And I want to be able to exercise. So if there's a park, it's wonderful. And for some reason, if I live in a city and there's nothing, of course you go to the gym. You go to the gym, you lift your weights, you do your aerobic, and you do your sauna. Sauna is very important. And we used here at the Institute, we use far infrared sauna. Actually heats you from the inside and out. And what science have found for so many hundreds of years is that when you can heat your body temperature up, actually like when you have a fever, you get rid of infections. Like naturally, if I have a cold, I get a fever and my body kills the infection. So by heating the temperature one degree or two, you're actually boosting your immune system, helping it to clean up pathogens that shouldn't be there. So cancer cells we all actually have in our system many times in a lifetime, and we just should never let them have a chance. But they take advantage when we're weak, when we're too stressed, when big traumas happen in our life, when we didn't take care of ourselves physically or emotionally. And you know, I always looked at it as something bad, taking a chance on our weakened system. So what we need to do is to keep ourselves on a different level where they don't have a chance. So saunas, exercise, diet, positive attitude, you know, making people happy, making yourself happy. It's so important. Having close relationships, finding your purpose. Because if you lost your purpose, then it's very, very tough. And you know, I think every day we have to look forward to every day, and we have to have passions in life, relationships, and you know, friends that helps us in our traumatic times too, that we can talk to, or find good psychologists that can help us get out of maybe the corner that we got into. Because today a lot of people hit the wall. They're so broken, their adrenals are just done, that they need time to recover. And I wish we did have a health system that supported people in those days and gave you time off so that you could find that, but gave you time off by sending them to like a place like ours, or a place where people really could support you and really help you out of that situation. So we need a new health system, big time. We more or less have a health system that emergency, of course, is amazing, but otherwise it's just do it, just have it done, and don't expect anything else, and don't expect that life has traumas or not sleeping and the stresses and I'm not eating well. A lot of our guests comes to us and they tell us that they ask their physician, for example, should I, especially with cancer, is there anything else I should do with the diet? Should I eat different? Oh no, you can eat whatever you want. And our guests are so smart and educated that they're like, what happened here? I thought I was going to get like a book full of stuff, and you can't do that, and you should be doing this, and that's where we come in. But we need to marry the allopathic and holistic medicine. And we, you know, this institute has 62 years of experience, and we're actually waiting. We're waiting for a hand to grab and to help people to help themselves, but also with allopathic medicine. It's very, very important for future, for this world, for the people in this world. And like by 2050, we'll be 9 or 10 billion people. What are we going to do? Some people are going to have Alzheimer. Some people are going to have autism. Some people are going to have cancer, arthritis, diabetes, obesity. You know, who's going to help who? It's time that we change. blood is blood. You know, we all have our white blood cells, our hemoglobin, red blood cells, our platelets. You know, it's a world. I've been looking for 20 years under microscope, magnifying blood 10,000 times. It's a world that's so unique. It's so amazing. And of course, blood is blood. But there's a difference. So let's say I look at blood from a meat eater now. First of all, there's something called rouleau. That means that the red blood cells are all sticky. And there might be yeast, a lot of yeast from sugar, a lot of carbohydrates like bread and pasta and pizza and cheeses and all the dairy products create a lot of yeast. And of course wine, all the fermented alcohols too. So yeast and blood under microscope actually look the same as the little white spots you have on food that's been sitting in your fridge too long and it's just growing fungus. It looks the same, but it's microscopic. So I might see a lot of that. I might see a lot of waste products that now white blood cells have to munch on and take care of, which takes the power from other more important things like bugs coming into our system. So I see a lot of that. Somebody who is on a vegan diet, plant-based diet, could just as well eat a ton of bread, a ton of pasta, a ton of fruit, and also have yeast parasites showing up and a lot of waste products because they eat much more cooked food. Now, if it's a raw fooder, I mean, I would know. If you were a raw fooder and I looked at your blood, I would immediately say, you're a raw fooder. You eat live food. Because it was night and day immediately. So realize that every cell in your body communicates. And the more oxygen, hormones, phytonutrients, and enzymes, which is only in raw food, you have, the better communication of the cells, the better immune system. So, no, it's night and day, but blood is blood. But you're seeing, for example, in a blood test, for us in the first week and the third week, your immune system get the message. So let's say now that I have a cold. Now, my immune system will make the kind of white blood cell that I need for that moment. So certain ones, like neutrophils, are actually phagocytes, and they go after bacteria. So normally they get 60%, it will be much higher. So they might come in at 80% and it's telling, oh, you got a bacteria. And your total white blood count will be much higher for that. Now, what if I have cancer, or I have lupus, or Lyme, or I have arthritis? Well, now actually my white blood count will go down, and it will tell me that you're getting rid of excess cargo and your inflammation rate goes down. But now I'll see, so there are 5 different kinds of white blood cells. Now I see the white blood cells that are fighting this cancer, or fighting the arthritis, or whatever I have. And those are, for example, called lymphocytes, which are the brains of the immune system, and monocytes and eosinophils. I mean, it's amazing how this works. And now they got more active because your stem cells, and now got the message, and out of the bone marrow comes all these white blood cells, and they are on the go. And then when they're done, they go back to their numbers where they should be. So it's a business. And you have to realize that this business is totally dependent on you. And so, you know, I love it. I love to see how people recover. I picture what they will be doing while they're here, and it's always exceed what I expected.